to one and all as we welcome you once again to the Bolden Stadium here in central Trinidad for day 2 of the 2025 CFU Under-14 Challenge Series for Girls 2025. And we have another dandy on hand for you, Guyana up against Antigua and Barbuda. And this is expected to be another interesting battle. Congratulations to all of the teams that have won so far. Of course, our coverage today, as is usual, is with the compliments of the Trinidad and Tobago Football Association, FLO, our media partner, transmitting our pictures and voices on our songs throughout the world. And of course, it's all under the CFU Under-14 Challenge Series, partnering with FIFA Women's Development Program that has a lot of these officials, as they say, in shape as they learn and hone their skills as officials in women's football. So all is set for this encounter. Again, it's Guyana up against Antigua and Barbuda, and it's expected to be another keenly contested affair. Conditions.
It's not simply about how many games you win, but more about how many lives you touch. This is why we do it. Because football is life.
Because we know firsthand the power of football can positively change lives.
Because there's nothing else we'd rather do. Because our hearts beat football.
Because there's nothing quite like representing your country.
For the love of the game.
Por el amor.
Pour l'amour.
I'd leave the war.
For the love of the beautiful game.
Looking to put your brand front and center on the biggest screen in the house? That's where Flow comes in. With dozens of networks and thousands of shows, we can precisely pinpoint your customers based on interest and lifestyle all day, every day. From entertainment, sports, news, and foodies, we have them hooked. Contact one of our sales teams today. Flow, giving you a smarter and affordable way to advertise locally and regionally.
So there you have it, our sponsors, people who made it possible for us to be here at this time. Some of the spectators, I would imagine parents and relatives, making the trek down to the Bolden Stadium as we stand by for the arrival of the two teams. The Guyana Under-14s up against the Antigua and Barbuda Under-14s. This is a Tier 2 Group C encounter. So there you have the two teams out there. We get ready for the national anthems of the two teams.
Of the national anthem of Guyana, followed by Antigua and Barbuda.
The national anthems of Antigua, Barbuda, and before that, Guyana. So congratulations again to the teams as they have made it this far, and now it's time to do battle in this Group C encounter. Here is the Guyana team: Chantel Job, Sabana Simon, Andrea Adrian, Tess Charles, Leandra Henrito, Tiara Martin, Kira Kaur, Leah Rodriguez, Liana Benjamin, Sonia Simon, Adriana Harry. And for Antigua Barbuda, Alicia Liddy, Nafisa Kwashi, Shanika Burton, Nadri Wijaldum, Tessan Brown, or Tessian Brown, Jakala Bellot, Kenrika Armstrong, Kitonia Skeppel, Jordan Hendricks, Gimel Samuel, and Naomi Williams. Those are the starting lineups for today. And that's a lovely picture for these young ladies. I'm sure it's a nice little keepsake for them. These are the officials taking care of business today as they officiate this game. And remember, they're very much in the spotlight as well as officials because of that FIFA development program. They obviously have the opportunity to learn and to grow. So this is great exposure for them. So in addition to the players themselves, the officials, including those handling the benches and all personnel involved in this tournament, this is all part of their development. And if they do well, I'm sure they'll be recommended for future assignments, including the referees who will be hoping to get onto the FIFA listing. And I think the aim, of course, of CFU is to have at least one CFU official on any international tournament, be it Olympics, World Cup, you name it, wherever tournaments, CONCACAF tournaments, wherever they are being played, they would like to have CFU officials involved. Hence the reason why a program like this is a very important one as well for all of the officials. So everybody involved will be not under the microscope but be given an opportunity to improve, to grow, and to develop. So there's a lot at stake, as you say, on and off the field as well. I'm sure people will be looking on closely at those performances. So here we go as the referee gets us on our way in this one. Guyana in their green and white outfits, and of course Antigua Barbuda in the white with yellow shorts. So stay trying Guyana going from right to left on your screen, and Antigua and Barbuda going from left to right. Trying to pick it up there, Kwashi the captain in the middle of the park. Again, trying to get close control. And this could be interesting here. Do they go back to the goalkeepers? And the shot comes. It's just charged down. It should be a corner kick, and it is in fact a corner kick to Antigua and Barbuda. And of course, the big challenge here is to identify some of the Guyana players. The numbers are in yellow and it's faded. So it's almost impossible to spot them. But let's see what happens with this corner kick coming in. Two players get in each other's way though from Antigua and Barbuda, but they're not done yet. As the shot blocked, a nice effort there coming from Antigua and Barbuda, Bellot. And they are able to quickly quash any attempt that Guyana had of a quick counter-attack. Ball thrown in there quickly and again losing the handle on it. And that's going to stay with Antigua and Barbuda. Armstrong for Guyana, trying her best. Here she's again trying to get it upfield and just bouncing around there and then taken away. Williams was trying to get the handle on it, and eventually it was tidied up at the back by Wijnaldum. Guyana, but she's offside. She's way offside, and obviously leaving way too early. And as we say, she was loafing up there, Armstrong. Guyana. Trying their best to get out of their own half, but they're not having any luck at all. So another throw in. Guyana sort of pinned in their own half. They haven't really been able to come out of their half with any degree of certainty and in a consistent manner. Antigua Barbuda really attacking them and stifling their play. Here's a nice opportunity. That's a great ball. And away she goes. Can she get there first? She does. Has a shot. And is sent sprawling. But what a great ball, and it really is how you want to see football played, especially at the development level where the ball was actually leading the player into the space, and she was able to run on to it. Of course, that was a big run for her. Hopefully she didn't use up all her energy. And here she goes again, trying to get there, but the ball intercepted nicely. Kwashi, the captain, making sure that they can't bring it out. And here they go again. And that is I suppose an inadvertent tripping up on her own teammate there. Sabana Simon, the one feeling the pinch there. Lovely ball, but again, now Guyana trying to get numbers forward. She's offsides. And immediately the whistle blows. So here we go with the free kick. 5 minutes gone in this encounter. No goals yet. And neither goalkeeper really brought under any real stress just yet. As they tried to settle as quickly as possible. And I suppose the best thing to settle them down would be an early goal. And who will get that? Yesterday we saw an amazing goal scoring assault where one player scored 5 and U.S. Virgin Islands ended up winning 7-1 against St. Lucia. And again, St. Lucia didn't play a bad game, it has to be said. They're finishing, and probably their lack of communication at the back also worked against them. Once again, Simon not able to keep it in for Guyana. Antigua and Barbuda trying to weather this brief period here of positive play from Guyana and maybe put something on their own, on frame probably. Ball bouncing around in the middle of the park there. Samuel trying to get to it, but once again, there goes Quasim Skeppel racing after it. She's going past one. Can she get the cross in? And it's controlled, but not totally there. And again, it was skipper Kwashi trying to get the handle on it, and the ball just seemed to squirt under her foot, and it eventually was cleared away. Guyana now looking to counter quickly, and it's just skipping out of harm's way there, not letting it show. But not able to keep it in play. So I think she saw the challenge coming and tried to play it first time. Here she is getting another early touch. Ball picked up and played away. That's good football. Unfortunately there for Simon, she lost her footing in the process, but they quickly recover. And they're on the move once again. Good anticipation once more to win the ball back. And here they go again, trying their best to keep everything in front of them, and no doubt trying to make things happen as quickly as possible. But this is going to be a throw-in over on the far side for Guyana. Still no goals in this encounter. It's the girls under 14 CFU Challenge Series out here at the Otto Bolden Stadium, where it is Guyana up against Antigua and Barbuda, and they're still trying to break this deadlock, but as it is right now, no one has been able to do just that. They're trying hard to get behind the backs of the respective defenses, but so far nothing doing. An opportunity now for Simon to get this one into the area, but cleared away immediately. She gets a second bite of the cherry though, and again that too is blocked. Now Guyana with numbers forward, and they're still going. Can she get the cross in? She does, but it's charged down by the keeper, and the return, she scores! Wow, wow, wow! The first real advent into the area by the Guyanese, and they are able to score as early as the 10th minute of play, and they certainly celebrate in style, and what a start for them, as they no doubt look to get going here. They were under some pressure, but they were able to quell that. And here we go again now. Ball played down quickly, and they will take possession as well. So Benjamin opening the scoring. In the 10th minute of play, here comes Guyana again, but that one is charged down. That's good defense. Simon, she's looking to play the ball in. Skipple is running free in the area, but goalkeeper quickly off her line there, Job. So Guyana leading now, taking the lead. And I'm sure they would love to add to that. So Liana Benjamin opening the scoring for Guyana as they try to keep Antigua and Barbuda out. That one though, just going here is the goal scorer playing it forward and sending everybody scampering in the other direction. That's a great ball, but easily intercepted. Now Guyana starting to put their passes together. Here's their captain, Simon, losing out though, and eventually it's played back inside, but they're wasting no time getting it into their attacking third. Good ball forward. That's a good pass. Now can she return the favor? And they're trying to play it first time, not making proper contact. But you're seeing the idea, but they're just not executing just yet. Still early yet in this game. We're into the 12th minute of play. 1-0 Guyana. Antigua will get another throw-in. As they try to fashion an equalizing goal and trying to turn Skipple doing her bit, but can't get it out of harm's way. The Guyana defense though holding steady, and that one just played a little too far ahead of Skipple. And she's able to come back onside now. She's taking off the shot, plays a ball into space, but that's a little overweighted, and it goes. Not a bad idea, but just a little too strong. Actually, the referee is pointing to the spot for a goal kick. She thought that there might have been a touch on the way through. Kipper. The ball played in, it's a deflection, means that it's going to go out of touch now. So they'll do that again. You could see her trying to lead her teammate into that area. Ball is let go. This could be interesting. Just wide. Again, good attacking play there. Not wasting any time at all. Antigua, they have to be careful. They're just leaving themselves exposed a little bit. That's a good ball again down this right-hand side. There's the early cross. Inside, she's going for the return, and this is good interplay here. Getting the ball down in the middle now. Can she? Kwashi plays it way outside on, but here's the return. Not the best, In fact, it's easily intercepted. But again, Antigua doing very well to come back and win it back quickly. Guyana doing a similar thing. They're able to return the favor, take it back, and that's a brilliant ball once more. Goalkeeper isn't coming, so she has a decision to make, and she opts instead to play it wide for a throw-in to Guyana. So Liana Benjamin opening the scoring for Guyana. Guyana in the green shorts, Antigua Barbuda in the yellow shorts, both of them in white tops. So if you see them from behind the Guyana team, you think it's all white, but there's a green splash to the front as well. Ball just bouncing around there. Antigua Barbuda trying to come out of their own defense. That's good football this time. Still working to run with it. Now, lovely play now. She's on her own, Skiffle. She doesn't have any help up there. She's on her own, comes onto the right foot. Does she get the shot off? And it's wide. But good work on her part to weave her way closer and closer to the goal. Look at how far she is. She realizes, she picks up her head, sees there's no help, brings it onto the right foot just outside the area, but she tugged it wide. So one goal separating these two teams. Antigua Barbuda behind, Guyana in the lead. Looking for an early ball, but they lose out here now. And again, just trying to play. She was trying to play it first time, and the touch was a little too soft. And by the time she got the second touch on, it was a little too late. The defender had already closed down the opening. Ball kept in nicely by goal scorer Benjamin. And here they go again now. Guyana on the march. She has to the front of her, to the left and to the right of her. And eventually she goes infield, but that too is snuffed out quickly. Skiffle coming all the way back. She's doing a good job and not afraid to get up in there. Skiffle and company. Now they're under some pressure here. The ball bounces. His goalkeeper allows it to bounce, and whoa, it misses. Well, the goalkeeper, it hit the goalkeeper probably on her knee, and it ricocheted just for the penalty spot. Luckily for her, the ball was hit and it went wide. So 17 minutes gone, 17 and a half minutes gone, and the players will get a refreshment break, so to speak, as this is an early morning game. I think it might also be a shock to the system for some of these youngsters. So the CFU obviously wary of something like that happening, that they have sorted out the need for the break. We've seen that now at other levels, especially in places where it's very, very hot. And even the grown men under extreme conditions relish the opportunity to take the refreshment break so that they can sort of recharge their batteries and then come again. But it also gives the coaches an opportunity to just reiterate some of the areas that they would have spoken about leading up to the tournament, and even up to last night, and even up to this morning. So here we go again. Antigua and Barbuda trying to, but there's nobody in that general area. They're attacking players are sort of spread out left and right, but nobody there to do it. This should be a corner kick, and it is. Just a little deflection, taking it over the line for after the deflection from the Antigua Barbuda player. Just to let you know that Australia have beaten South Africa in their T20 international this morning. 172 for 7 South Africa, 173 for 8 Australia. So here we are back here now. Here is the corner kick. Not a particularly strong one, but reacting first is the skipper. And the ball is played back into the area. Dangerous play. And they still can't get it out as Guyana, with numbers back, able to get. That's a good ball. Now, this could be interesting here. Can she get going? She doesn't have any help again. She's still going. Still going. Has the shot, and again she tugs it wide. So skipper again getting away from the defense, but not able to hit the target. Really another good run. Kitonia Skeppel really showing her speed and able to just get enough room away from the defense, but she just tugged it wide. And again, because she's doing everything with the right foot, she would learn, I suppose, over time that she could use the left foot and do it in stride so that she can still maintain control and maybe get in one other touch before she gets the shot off with the right foot. But again, this is all part of the learning process. Here she is again, still no help, so she has to do this alone, and she will get a corner kick out of this. And she stays down, so it's a corner to Antigua and Barbuda. And, but I think she's just a little winded, and I don't think she's injured. She has been running and running quite a bit, so it's going to take its toll eventually. But right now, she's still doing very well for her team, and I'm sure they will want her to continue to do so, especially at this time. Remember, the English Premiership started or resumed in earnest yesterday. The defending champions Liverpool 4-2 over Bournemouth to start their campaign. They were leading 2-0. Then the scores were knotted at 2 apiece. Here's the corner, header down, just wide, but it would not have counted because there was a little bit of pushing in the area, and that would not have counted. But that was a good corner. Look at the height on that one, and again, just getting there. That was the captain, Mefisha Kwashi. Just getting that header down, but wide. Here we go again, and that's a good header out. But Guyana still not out of the woods as yet. As they try to pass it around. That's a good ball inside. And good opportunity, though, for Antigua and Barbuda to try to keep possession, but they keep giving it away. And the ball, as a result, the ball is just changing hands quickly with no real composure shown. Now, a chance here for Guyana as they off to the races again, trying to get in there, skipper Simon, but good defending once again. Antigua and Barbuda, with Niall Dermott, Brown and Burton doing their part. Ball thrown in, Simon again trying to control it. They get a second bite at the cherry though, and Guyana, but Antigua and Barbuda still not sure when they want to clear the ball and how exactly they're going to do it. But so far, they've only conceded one, and they had a couple good opportunities to maybe pull one back and tie. Now we have a player off the field. Maybe she's cramping, and it looks like the skipper, she is having a stomach problem. it seems. And so she is going to need a moment or two. And that is Savannah Simon, the captain of the Guyana team. So here we go as play resumes. Players now looking for assistance, and that one is play again. That's dangerous because it's right down the middle of the field, and but to their credit, they're able to hold serve, as they say. Now with the bouncing ball, can she take control of it and doing the smart thing, not trying to be too cute, and just allows it to takes it over the line, conceding the throw as opposed to losing possession out there, and then it's a straight path to the goal. Guyana now with possession once more, and going in the wrong direction where the whistle goes, so it's going to be a free kick. I thought the referee was going to let it slide, but she called them back. They're still down to 10 men. They don't have their captain back just yet. There's a shot coming, but it's blocked by the defense once again. Can she do it once more? Another one goes up. The goalkeeper's in trouble. Just manages to pluck it out of the air. She was getting under it. And the ball, Henrito, with the kick, the ball just seemed to be sailing over her head. Somehow, those long arms of hers just came up in time, and Liddy was able to pull it down. And here she is now on defense, doing her part to help out. And making sure, that's Charles, just trying to make sure that everybody is in the correct position. You can see her calling on her teammates to come over. Here is the chance now. Lovely football. Still going. Try to play the ball inside. They may still get to it. The referee's in the way. And now Guyana on the march once again. Still battling, and bodies all over the place, almost like a rugby scrum there. And this is the young lady who's struggling probably with some kind of stomach ailment. Might have been something she ate that didn't digest properly. And Savannah Simon, but she's back on the field now. So they're back to their full complement of 11 players. Here's the ball coming in. The goalkeeper again is in trouble, and it goes in. Wow. We saw that coming from a long time ago. So in the 29th minute of play, they've made it 2-0 now, Guyana. And it was a big shot from distance. And she obviously does pack a punch, but a bounce did in the goalkeeper, and it eluded her that one. So in the 29th minute, Guyana have doubled their lead. And what a strike that was from Henrito. So here they go again, Guyana putting pressure on Antigua and Barbuda. Antigua and Barbuda, their passes just not finding the target. Here's the goal scorer for the first goal. On the move, still going, but runs into problems there. And but doing her part just to keep things honest. Still battling for it. Very combative. And they're still able to keep things going. Ball played in, and the defense just doing enough. But Guyana still with numbers forward, managing to get that one out. But only as far as their midfield. Guyana swarming them every time. It seemed like they're playing with extra players because they just seem to be here, there, and everywhere. And this young lady is always almost on her own. She's still going, and eventually is crowded out. But she's still trying and fighting for all it's worth, not getting any help. And you could see it telling on her face as the frustration mounts for her because it's her alone. And she's on the move again. That's a good ball. Can she get some help here now? Can they keep it in play? Armstrong. Back in the middle of the park it goes. This is Kwashi, the captain. She's trying to thread the needle over on that far side. And they still have possession. Turning, twisting. But again, it's crowded out. Until eventually it's just played back in the middle. And here is Simon, the captain, who's back in the field. But she loses possession. And almost got beaten there, but they're able to recover quickly, Antigua and Barbuda, and conceding a throw this time around. Here's the ball. It just bounces, and the goalkeeper, again, coming forward when she should have just been standing her ground and just trying to catch it. And then the ball just burst through her gloves. And it goes right. So fine goal for Guyana. As we have a player from Antigua. Now she was the one who turned her head a little while ago, and the ball struck her at the back of the head. So she might be feeling the effects of that blow at the moment. So it's just something that I'm sure they'll be looking at. So again, just getting back on her feet there, Naomi Williams. And again, it might just be the blow to the head, but you can see how she turned the back of her head. She didn't really hit it with her forehead. Of course, at this age, some of them are probably still a little bit scared of the ball, especially when it's at head height. Down at their feet, they're more comfortable with it. So now it is Antigua and Barbuda who are down a man, or down a player. And here we have another player going down. The ball was struck into her midsection, and she stays down. And the referee again having to pay close attention to them because some of them are pretty young, even though it's under 14. Some of them are not quite 14. Some look like they're not quite 12. So we will have a bump ball. And the referee will give it to Antigua Barbuda for them to give it back to the Guyana team. So I think that is what all the delay is about. She just wants them to play it back to them. And they do, but it somehow it eludes them. And here she goes again, battling hard. But Guyana, though, on the move quickly inside the Antigua Barbuda half, down that right-hand side. Ball is intercepted. Still Guyana with good numbers up. Seem to just have better understanding of positional play as well as they come screaming forward once more. Chance here to get the cross in and still have possession, but Simon is equal to it, or Kwashi rather is equal to it, and eventually she wins a free kick. So you can just tell the one or two players who have a better understanding of what they want to do or what their coach is asking them to do. And but when somebody like Kwashi plays that deep, there's obviously little or nobody on offense to help Skipple. And Guyana taking full advantage of that. by good positional play now. Chance to get the cross in, and that's not a bad effort at all. Intercepted though. So 2 goals to nothing. Liana Benjamin in the 10th and Leandra Emrito in the 29th. So 2 minutes of added on time. We've played the 35 minutes of the first half. And 2 goals separating the teams at the moment. And Antigua and Barbuda trying to avoid a third before the whistle goes. Here's another ball across the face of the goal. But they should get a chance to get it back in. The goalkeeper again is a little bit late in getting there, and now she could breathe a sigh of relief as it's gone behind for a goal kick. So once again, you could see Benjamin getting to the ball first at that back post and was trying to tee up one of her teammates, and they just couldn't get it. Here she comes again, Skeppel from very deep. She's trying to orchestrate proceedings there, but as it is right now, there isn't much. But they need her to be in the field to play the ball. She cannot be throwing it and trying to receive it all at the same time, and that's where they're in trouble, because every time it comes forward, there's nobody there for her to pass the ball to. And you're seeing that there now. Guyana just taking their time and clogging up the spaces. Ball just played away there quickly. Now here they go again. The goalkeeper probably didn't call for it. There's no communication, but they're not out of the woods yet. Here they come again. Benjamin knifing inside. She's putting it on the right foot, looking for the shot. She goes down, and nothing called. And the referee's allowing play to continue. Now here's a good ball forward now. Can she get there? The goalkeeper, though, would have to come. And she does exceptionally well there, Job. And just trying to hold it. Koshi loses out, and that's a good ball in, but eventually it's cleared away, but only as far as just the top of the box, and another shot inside. And Guyana is really beginning to tighten the screws here. Antigua Barbuda with precious little in attack, just the one player. She's been outstanding, but she's been outnumbered almost every time. And this time, unable to keep that one in. So we're into added on time, and that whistle could come any moment. In fact, that is the whistle to indicate the end of the first half. Antigua were down to 10 men for quite a bit when Williams went off with some kind of maybe a headache or something, because she took a ball to the back of the head. She didn't try to head it. She just put her head and turned her face, and the ball hit the back of the head, and that probably caused probably an enormous headache or something. But at the half, it is 2-0 in favor of Guyana, as they look comfortable at the interval. We'll be back with the second half shortly.
Ready now. Ready now. Ready now. Who kick it down? Who left the train? Caribbean girls, they never give up. Kick it like a champion, girl, rise up. From the sunshine shows we light it up. The dreams in our hearts and strength in our souls. We kick it like a champion. We run the world.
Not simply about how many games you win, but more about how many lives you touch. This is why we do it.
Because football is life.
Because we know firsthand the power football can positively change lives.
Because there's nothing else we'd rather do. Because our hearts beat football.
Because there's nothing quite like representing your country.
For the love of the game.
Por el amor.
Pour l'amour.
I'd leave the war.
For the love of the beautiful game.
Protection that moves to your beat. Protect your home with Armor Security. With 24/7 monitoring, instant alerts, motion sensors, and rapid response, you and your loved ones stay protected day and night. Sign up for the Protector or Commander package today and get a free security camera and installation. Armor Security, powered by Flow, in partnership with All Pro Security. We keep your rhythm flowing. Visit us in-store or online at discoverflow.co for more details.
Okay, we're getting ready for second half action. Again, our coverage is with the compliments of the TTFA and Flo, together with the CFU, and of course, it's all about FIFA, partnering with FIFA for the Women's Development Program. So here we go for second half action in this game, where we've just seen a couple of substitutions made. And just to correct, Tyus Charles was the goal scorer for the second goal. So congratulations to her, the big number 4 at the back. And here comes Guyana again now, moving, trying their best to maybe tack on a couple more before it's all said and done. And just giving away room here. Guyana on the march once more. This could be interesting. But then the shot came just a little. She's just put off by the challenge. And the referee encouraged to blow the whistle. She opted not to. There was a lot of contact there. And in fact, Naomi Williams, who was off the field for a while, was back there doing some work on defense. Now, here they go again, and that is Keppel doing her bit, trying to keep the attack going, but the ball stays in. Guyana on the march once more, and good football. Again, that has to be a telling pass, because she's trying to thread the needle there. And an infringement at the back, but the referee is still allowing play to continue. Guyana building nicely. Here is Kwashi. Now she's playing a ball forward there. This could be interesting. And can she keep her balance? She's doing well. Still going Keppel, but she runs into problems there. Again, 2 players stay down, and the referee, Keppel, is back on her feet. Skeppel rather, and she just took out the defender who is trying to make contact with the ball and try to get it away, and she did that, but Skeppel was kicking at the same time, and as a result there was some kind of collision, and she got the brunt of it. And so now she's getting the attention. So Floyd and Davis on the field for Antigua and Barbuda. And you can see the players just trying to make sure that everything is A-OK. And it seems as if Guyana have opted to switch captains. And now it is Henrito who has taken over the armband. And their regular captain, Simon, is off the field. Now remember, Simon had some issues with her stomach. And she just didn't look the same after that, so she's obviously getting a bit of a breather as a precaution, and not allowing anything to happen to her. This is just the first game for them, so there's a chance here to come again. Guyana building nicely, trying to keep the pressure on. That's a great ball. Now, can she finish it off here? There is goal scorer Benjamin. And this time, the goalkeeper is able to pluck it out of the air and deny her on this occasion. And again, the kick is not very powerful. And there's a bit of a hand in there, but the referee's allowing play to continue. Everything is aimed at Skeppel, but the Guyana defense also keying in on her and making her life as difficult as possible. So Guyana leads by 2-0. tried to see if she could find somebody, but it was not to be there, so they'll try again. And Guyana showing good poise, good patience as well. Again, the ball is played down to Skiffle. This is where she could be so dangerous as she's on the move, but she's being harassed. 3 defenders there. She's still going. Goes at a bad angle, and when she gets it across, there's nobody there. Well, they do have somebody following up, and it's in the area, but guess who's there? And that's the very petite one, not trying to control it, but maybe trying to do a quick first-time effort. Not to be, Enriquez. And again, they're still battling for it. And nicely won here. They're on the march once again now, Cho. But she runs into a big forward. There's Martin coming forward. Guyana, though, has to be careful because they just try to be too cute at times and then they run into problems. But here they come again. And again, so it's just not working out for them. Samuel getting a touch, but not enough. And 2 players run into each other there. Again, Williams at the middle of it. And she just wiped out her teammate in her anxiety to get to the ball first. There's another one played inside, and that's more like it. Good solid clearance upfield. And that's going to stay Antigua Barbuda's ball. So 2 goals to nothing to them. And I could tell you in the early game in the Premiership today, Aston Villa and Newcastle battled to a scoreless tie. At halftime, Brighton and Fulham are also scoreless. Sunderland and West Ham are also goalless. Tottenham, Richarlison scored to give them a 1-0 lead against Burnley. And of course the late game, Wolves up against Man City. So not many goals in the Premiership so far today. Ball thrown in quickly. Guyana taking their time back there. Adrian and Charles. But Antigua Barbuda still finding a way to probably just mash things forward, but they can't get it to that young lady Skiffle there. She's doing her bit now. Here they come again. Here's Samuel. She's small, but she's certainly mixing it up nicely. And then eventually she loses out. Now, here they come again with Guyana, though, still maintain the lead. Here goes Guyana again, just missing out there, Samuels. She knows what she wants to do. Sometimes the little legs just not getting her there on time. So she probably needs to just control the ball closer to her than try to run with it all the time. So remember, the second game is coming up after this one with French Guyana up against Grenada. Here it's still 2-0 in favor of Guyana. Now another ball. Skiffle, can she get there to do something with this one? She's in a tangle there. Only green and white shirts around her. And she has nobody to pass the ball to. And here is the substitute, Davis. And but it's really a tough ask for Antigua Barbuda with their featured striker really playing almost by herself most times. But Guyana, meanwhile, here just doing their bit to getting bodies forward. And But again, Kwashi doing very well. And now, this may be another chance, but who's there? And that's a good ball, but it's too close to the goalkeeper. Just squeezes through her legs and not able to get it past the goalkeeper. She was able to scramble it back. Good ball. Down that left-hand side. Here they come again, Benjamin. Now a chance here, Guyana threatening once more. And but it's just a little bit rushed, trying to finish it off quickly. Here they come now. The goalkeeper is in some trouble here, but this time she gets her body behind it and does well. She's not doesn't have the biggest shot, but look at it here. 4 defenders, 1 white shirt. That's a good ball, but again, good defending. And we have a change in goalkeepers. So despite all that is happening, they've decided to make a change. And it looks like Charles has gone into the goal. And Liddy is getting a breather. So they have a new goalkeeper there in Philia Charles. So now, can Antigua Barbuda at least pull one back? Ball thrown in, and they're relying almost exclusively on Skiffle and this lady Kwashi. But she hasn't really been able to get anything going towards goal. That's another shot from distance. They need her to get closer because she does have a decent shot. And she just needs to line it up properly. And here is Williams again, not able to. She could see she doesn't like heading the ball. Oh, that's a good ball. No, but it's a little too close to the goalkeeper. And just as they look to give Skipple some running room, the ball is either too close to the goalkeeper or too close to the defenders. Can she now get the ball in? And she's going to have to hurry. The goalkeeper is coming and does well. And Skiffle really is a handful, but she really needs help. And right now she isn't getting much. And the other person who I think can help her is, in fact, Kwashi, the captain. And but she's really doing most of her stuff away from the goal. That's good defending there. The goalkeeper can pick it up, yes. And Charles, who just came on as a substitute. And remember, part of the whole initiative of a tournament like this is to give players opportunities. And so even though the number 1 goalkeeper might have been Liddy, Antigua and Barbuda also wants to blood a new goalkeeper, and they're giving Charles an opportunity. It's a lovely ball played inside, and but it's taken away quickly. And of course, Skipple has to be careful because sometimes she probably just needs to use her teammates and then get into an advanced position where she could receive the ball a little higher up the field. Because when she's at the half line, as was the case there, she looked up to her left and she saw Samuel there to her right. She also had Enriquez, but she opted not to use them. and she ran straight into a heavy challenge from Emrito. And now she's feeling the effects of that decision. But it's still 2-0 in this encounter. We're in the 50th minute of play. So we have just about 20 minutes left. And she now has to come off. And I think the players are also getting some refreshments. So it's a chance for them to get the game restarted now. So it's still 2-0. That was the halftime score. Enrique is trying to get in there, fighting for all it's worth, and does well. Plays a nice little ball inside. Here is the ball played in, coming out of the back post. The goalkeeper, though, is able to intercept it. Floyd was closing in there. Now Guyana on the march. Benjamin down that left-hand side, and it's taken away from her, but she may get a chance to win it back. And but try as she will, it's difficult for her because Burton is big and strong and determined, not allowing her to just have her way. Throw taken quickly. Benjamin, though, that's a good ball in. And does she get the chance to turn? She does. Lovely little ball. Where's the shot? Still can't get it. Here's another one, and it goes wide. Well. But you could see the intention there from the Guyanese. They're hungry for more goals. They lead 2-0. And I'm sure they may be thinking we could be up 3 or 4 by now. And with a new goalkeeper, they might want to test her as well. See if she can really save or not. And here is Emrito coming across to tidy up at the back. Plays a nice little ball out. And she's going to get a return ball coming her way. And I think it was a handled ball, so the referee spotted it. And of course, today here in Trinidad, today is also Great Race Day. And of course, everybody, all eyes on Mr. Solo to see if he could make it, 21 wins now? Here the players are getting a refreshment break because of the conditions, and I'm sure they'll be thrilled with that, so they can just get a bit of a breather here. So once again, just 2 goals in the game so far, both coming in the first half. Liana Benjamin in the 10th minute, in the 29th minute, Tyus Charles. So those are the 2 scorers for Guyana. And if you're looking for scores, Coventry 5-3 over Derby. Norwich were 2-1 winners over Portsmouth. West Ham, they got the better of, or West Brom rather, they got the better of Wrexham, 3-2. And Birmingham and Blackburn are still playing, they're goalless after 49 minutes. Charlton and Bristol City also goalless after 52 minutes. Millwall and Middlesbrough goalless after 48. It's Preston 1, Leicester 0. Stoke 2, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Sheffield United and Swansea drawing goalless at this time. Now here we go again as the referee has gotten play back on the way. And still Antigua and Barbuda looking for something positive. But they're just a little too far apart. And it's really their whole approach is just a little bit out of sync. They just can't link up as much as they would like. And it seems as if Adrian is getting a breather, and she will be replaced by Kaylee Todd. And again, Guyana just doing enough to throw off Antigua and Barbuda. Here is Todd, who's just come on, trying to get her first touch. And the ball again played into the middle, but there's nobody there. And the referee again stopping play to pay attention to Koshi. Mefisha Koshi, who is down on the ground again. And you look at the Antigua Barbuda players, almost all of them are either bending over or they have their hands on their hips. And an indication that they're feeling the pinch here right now. It has not been easy for them. And it's also beginning to take its toll. The sun, you know, when you play at this hour in the morning, it's tough going. As I say, you really have to like football or any sport to play at this time. And we have another 2 substitutions. Samuel is coming off. So Samuel is putting a good shift. She's just been out-muscled most times. She's so small and has made life very, very difficult for her. Corbett is on the field as well as her replacement. Now, plenty of time and space there. Can she get the cross in? She slides into the area, Benjamin, looking for the hook back. And again, not too much power, not enough power, I should say. And the ball just slides towards the goalkeeper. And Charles, the reserve goalkeeper, now this could be the chance that they were looking for. She was looking for something, and it may fall for her, but it's just taken away. The Guyana defenders are doing an amazing job. They're cutting out any opportunities that the Antigua Barbuda forward line might be thinking. And if they get any sniff at all at goal, those defenders back there are sturdy and strong. And look at time and space they're giving Williams over on that far side. She's small, but she knows what she wants to do. Here's that ball played across. Again, the goalkeeper called into action. And again, she is quite capable of coming off her line there, Chantal Job. And this is Sonia Simon for Guyana. Throws it in quickly. And but the ball still just bouncing around there. Antigua Barbuda, and again it has to be a better ball than that. There's no way Koshi is going to get to that. She's not the biggest, and now if they could get the cross in, and that will work in her favor. But there's no service. There's nobody to provide a service for her, and she's as a result she's in the mix here, there, and everywhere, and they just can't seem to get the handle on the ball. Here she is now, Simon, or rather Koshi, going in there, but again the ball all the loose balls, it seems, going by way of Guyana. Antigua having a hard time picking up scraps close to the area. And of course, she's down again. She really just threw her body into that tackle. And once again, they may need the medical team to have a look. And she has to be smart because she had lost the ball and she just kind of put her leg out there. And in the follow through, it might have been clipped. And so she knows she can't get the ball, then take her foot out of harm's way, live to fight another day. So she's being attended to, time becoming a factor here now for Antigua and Barbuda. They haven't really been able to challenge the goalkeeper. So Guyana just tightening the screws here just a little bit, and it looks as if she's going to need some assistance. She's small, she's skillful, and she has a good idea of what she wants to do on the field, but she's crowded out time and again by the more athletic Guyana midfield. And as a result, she's really not been as effective as they would like her to be for the Antigua squad. And they need to look at their whole positional play and how they can get the ball to their front runners with a little more, with a little less difficulty, so that when they get the ball, all they really have to do is control it and shoot it. But when they get the ball now, it's like they have to beat 2 and 3 players almost every time before they can get a shot off, and even then, there's no guarantee. A couple of shots they had were off target, and they too were taken from distance or on the run, as opposed to Guyana, who seemed so much more adept at getting bodies into the area and challenging the cross balls and taking advantage where necessary. So of course, she it is who is off the field. She has been stretchered off. Will she stay there? We'll have to wait and see. But they've made quite a few changes already. And it's now up to Skipple and company to try to get the job done for Antigua Barbuda. But Guyana, meanwhile, looking for a third goal, more of an insurance. And will they get it here? And this is going to be interesting because Benjamin is having a hard time. And I think she might have been ruled offside. So it all goes to naught. So she looked promising again down that left-hand side. So time ticking away here. Unofficially, 63 and a half minutes gone. Now Antigua again, it's almost like it's that nearly ball that nearly finds the attacker, and they really have to be a little more clinical with those passes. And there's the coach looking on intently. And here come to the ball again. The defenders had, as I say, 2 bites at the cherry, and they couldn't get rid of it. But Antigua Barbuda, though, still trying to get the ball into their offensive third. If anything, the methods are a little bit direct. Going in the wrong direction, one would have to say. But still doing well, holding their own. Where is the cross? It comes in, but it's easily handled by the defense. And then further upfield it goes for the throw-in. So not a free-flowing game by any stretch of the imagination. But both teams will be trying to take positives out of the game. Guyana, they have loads of positives. Antigua, they have a few as well. But they really haven't been able to do much in front of goal. Here comes Guyana again, trying to switch sides, but again the ball is just running there, and they just can't seem to get the handle on it, the Antigua Barbuda team. And there is the infringement. It's against Antigua Barbuda. So here's a chance here now for the goal scorer, Charles. She scored the second goal. Can she do it again? Shot going towards goal. The goalkeeper is coming and then takes a bad angle on it, but it's a good thing because it came off of a Guyanese player and bounced wide. A little bit careless at the back. And still not able to get the ball out with any degree of certainty. And everything is just so jumbled right now. And a free kick given for a handled ball. Corbett, the guilty party there. And of course, all of that is going on. And we still haven't seen. Here's a chance. Can she keep it in? She may not have. So it's going to be a goal kick to Antigua Barbuda. And of course, with the skipper out of the lineup with an injury, it appears, they really have to dig deep here now to try to salvage something from this game. And they're under pressure here again. Nice little ball inside. Chance, saved by the goalkeeper. Charles did very well there, closing down the space. And you look at the Antigua defenders, they really look spent at the moment, as they probably can't wait for the final whistle. But it's still a couple minutes away. We're in the 69th minute of play. I'm sure we're going to have time for stoppages because we've had so many injury concerns. And it just seems as if number 12 is coming on. And Martin is making her way off. And for Guyana, number 12 is Dano Brega. Shot, brilliant save again from Charles. Sophia Charles has come on and she, in her own way, just managing to keep things tight and deny. And here that should be a free kick again. So just as she was about to, Enriquez was trying to get the ball upfield. It's there now, coming across to take this one, Wijnaldum. That's a good ball, but Todd is back there, takes it along nicely. And I think an offsides is the call. So they get the ball back, Guyana. So it hasn't been Antigua's day. Every time they look promising, something good. So 4 minutes of added on time, and Todd goes down under the weight of the challenge from Enriquez, and it's going to be another free kick to be taken quickly. It looks like Emrito, who's a stand-in captain now. She wants to get it in there quickly. And but they keep possession, but only just now. Can they get the ball forward? And here she goes. Now the goalkeeper started to come, and then she just backpedals, but she makes the save. And yes, it's just going to run out there. She started to come, realized that it might have been 50-50, so she started to back off. All the while, Skeppel was racing towards her, and when the shot came, she got her hands to it and pushed it wide. So it remains 2-1 in favor of Guyana, and they owed this young lady a big hand of gratitude. Chantel Job in goal for Guyana, keeping a clean sheet so far. Remember, we're playing added on time now, 4 minutes of that. As they get ready for this corner kick. That's a good ball in, and it scores! Well, would you believe it? Looks like Enriquez is there at the back post, and they finally get one in added on time, and they have every reason to celebrate because it was a brilliant corner. It eluded everybody at the back post, and there was the youngster Jordan Rodriguez in the 72nd minute. So Jordan Enriquez now, can Guyana pull one back to keep it, to resume or to retain their 2-goal cushion? Ball just hit upfield, and taking her time to get around to it, but turning well. Can she now get it upfield? She goes scampering forward, looking for some support, and it should be Antigua's throw-in. It is. So 2-1 it is now. The game all of a sudden picks up a nice rhythm at the end here. Can they keep it going? So Antigua and Barbuda left it late to get that 1 goal. No, and that should be a foul throw. The back foot was way off the ground. Nevertheless, play continues. Here's Todd, one of the substitutes for Guyana. Plays the ball in and closing down nicely. That's good defending there. Really fighting for everything, and just not able to keep that one in, but showing good fight there, Brown. Todd plays a nice little give and go here, but again, they're not able to keep possession. And they're just kicking in the direction they're facing, and this could be problems for them. And eventually, somehow, they're able to get the ball out of harm's way. Benjamin going towards goal, and it's cleared away nicely. Coming across again was Brown to do the honors. Well, actually, it wasn't Brown, but this one was cleared away by Burton. And you could see the Antigua players, the sun is really taking its toll on them. And but they only have about a minute or so left, or less than that. Can they hold on? And the ball still just coming forward, but to nobody in particular. With the big shot here now is Charles, and the keeper was trying to catch it. It hit the hands, And luckily for her, it bounced wide. So another shot from distance from Charles, causing problems to the goalkeeper. Here comes the corner kick, and not a particularly strong one, but it's cleared away. Now is the time for her to make the clearance. She's trying to run with it, but it doesn't matter as this one ends 2-1. So Antigua and Barbuda do get a goal, but it is the Guyanese who are celebrating a 2-1 victory in this, their first game of day 2 of the 2025 CFU U14 Challenge Series here at the Atto Bolden Stadium. The final score again is Guyana 2, Liana Benjamin and T.S. Charles, and Jordan Enriquez, who made it 2-1 in the 72nd minute of play. So that is the final score here at the Atto Bolden Stadium. So here are some of the highlights here now as we see Antigua and Barbuda on the march here. This again is Keppel trying to get the better of the defender. And here now is the goal bounced in around, the ball kept in, and then the return just scooped up over. And that was Liana Benjamin in the 10th minute of play to make it 1-0. And again, the defense just holding on to the ball too long and giving Guyana another chance. And then this one bounced free in the area, and another chance for Guyana to add to that lead. And they skipped wide at the other end. Scaffold was here, there, and everywhere. Another chance for her, but she tugged it wide, and it remained 1-0. Again, this was a good ball in, but the header down came after an infringement was spotted by the referee, and that came to naught. And then this effort here, up, and batted down by the goalkeeper only just, and that would have been a look of things to come, because look at what happened here. This one bounced again, the goalkeeper got a hand straight and she couldn't hold on. It burst through her hands and it went over. In the meantime, Guyana kept probing, looking for more. They had a 2-0 halftime cushion, and they kept coming. Here they are again, second half action, looking for more, and they just couldn't get it going. A brilliant save on the substitute goalkeeper, Philia Charles, keeping them at bay here. And then once again, in the right place at the right time to make that save. And then this lady was always there. This was a brilliant save. She should have scored here, but give the keeper credit as Chanel Job held firm and pushed it wide. But from the ensuing corner kick, look at this issue here. The right place, right time, off her body, off her hip. But it doesn't matter once it crosses the line. And that was Jordan Hendrick to 2-1, the final in this encounter, Guyana over Antigua and Barbuda. Okay, we don't say us here with the player of the match from Guyana, of course, Leandra and Rito. Congratulations to you. How you feeling?
Well, I'm feeling excited. This was unexpected, and I'm excited, very happy. Yeah.
How you felt about your performance today?
Well, I know I performed, but I have more to do there. I have more to push. I have more to show.
Okay. And what about the team? I'm sure the girls are thrilled with that victory today.
Yeah, well, my team, we worked hard, we played well, and yeah, I had confidence in them, so my team did really well, and I'm proud of them.
Okay, 2-1 was the final score, but I'm sure you felt you could have scored more.
Yeah, we could have scored more, but that is how we ended it.
A win is a win, and a win to start the competition is the ideal tonic for you all.
Yeah, we put in everything so that we win this match to come out victorious, and we did.
Okay, congratulations to you again, player of the match as well, and from the victorious Guyana team, Ms. Leandra Enrito. So that is the situation here with fine victory for Guyana, 2-1 over Antigua Barbuda. And again, we have game 2 coming up. And once again, let me remind you that our sponsors have made this possible: the Football Association of Trinidad and Tobago, the TTFA, as well as Flow, our regional partner. And in addition to them, of course, we had the Caribbean Football Union, and not to forget FIFA, who are partnering with us with part of the development for the officials who are managing this tournament. Game 2 coming up next.
It's simply about how many games you win, but more about how many lives you touch. This is why we do it.
Because football is life.
Because we know firsthand the power of football can positively change lives.
Because there's nothing else we'd rather do. Because our hearts beat football.
Because there's nothing quite like representing your country.
For the love of the game.
Por el amor.
Pour l'amour. I'd leave the war.